Every knee will bow, every tongue must confess that Jesus Christ is Lord. Every knee will bow, every tongue must confess that Jesus Christ is Lord. He's alive and He lives inside of me. He's called me and made me His own. He makes a way where there seems to be no way. He's alive and He lives inside of me. He's alive and He lives inside of me. He's called me and made me His own. He makes a way where there seems to be no way. He's alive and He lives inside of me. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we come before you this evening. We say thank you for guiding us in this session. As we begin this session, Father, guide us and protect us. It is in Jesus' name we pray and believe.
Welcome to this week's Kayo Midweek Forum. And today we shall be sampling different responses and testimonies from various of our youths in the Kayo department here at Cathedral, just to hear of some of the effects or transformation testimonies that they have had through this time up to this unit, so that we are encouraged and that we know that we are not alone wherever you are. So karibuni sana. We'll begin by introducing ourselves. Yes.
My name is Victor Modhuanderito.
My name is Nigel Mulam.
My name is Nick.
My name is Jessica.
My name is Sandra.
My name is Bridgit.
My name is Benjamin.
My name is Victor.
My name is Wadhigo.
My name is Precious.
My name is Winston.
What we shall be hearing from each one of us is, so far we've been able to cover 4 units. We began with influence, then we went to vision, then unit 3 was integrity, unit 4 was growth. In those 4 units, what have you learned? Give us a testimony or a report of some of the things maybe you used to do, you no longer do them, or some things you never used to do but you now do as a result of this program. One of the quotes that we got from influence was that leadership is influence. What effect has that caused or brought into your life?
One of the best units that I've actually loved is influence, because it has really had a great impact to my life, especially my family, because I've seen it for some times that I really didn't have influence to my smaller siblings, especially my sisters, because I felt like I didn't have that courage to actually tell them this is wrong, this is right. But lately, after actually going through the influence unit, I've seen that I've really come to a point where I can point it out to her and telling her that this is not right, this is wrong, you should do this, you should not do that. It has even enabled my parents to even recognize that I'm having some other good leadership skills. It was actually yesterday that my neighbor was actually telling me that you are a good leader to your sister. I felt great that my neighbor recognized it. Also my parent, who came later and was told, also recognized it.
I've seen it helping me in a lot of areas, in influencing others, not only influencing them, but also influencing them to do the right thing. And it has helped me to be cautious with the influence I'm giving to someone through through the words, through the actions, through the gestures. They also attribute influencing people. So it has helped me to be cautious, to influence people in the right way. Yes.
After influence, we looked at vision. We looked at the story of Abraham. And as a result of that, or in line with that, what's the vision of your life? Number 2, you can give us a testimony of how learning about vision has helped you so far.
I've always had a vision. And one, it's to be a great leader to other people in terms of reaching out to them, helping them grow in whatever they're good at. Yes, and so having that vision, I know that bado naendelea kukua in my vision because, I know I'm a leader. At school, I've been given that responsibility of being a class representative. So, if I have a vision, I need to also help these people to get to know their vision too. And another thing, this topic about vision, it has helped me to, imefanya niweze kusaidia watu wengine. Like my brother, I told him he's not too young to realize his vision in life. And I told him for the fact that he's a candidate, anze kupanga vision yake and what he wants in future. And we also say that to get to realize your vision, you have to involve God. Because without God, hautaweza kupata clear vision of what you want in life, or whatever you're going to become in life. And with that, imefanya pia ni grow spiritually, because having a one-on-one conversation with God, it helps you grow spiritually. Anakuonyesha what he wants, as in what he wants to work in you. Yeah.
Week 1, the memory verse was from the book of Proverbs chapter 14 verse 22. And it says, if you plan to do evil, you will be lost. But if you plan to do good, you will receive unfailing love and faithfulness. Yes.
So what do you learn from that verse?
I learned that it's you always have to do good, because if you don't do good, then you get lost. Yes.
In line or in regard to the story of Abraham, how is trusting God and obeying Him daily, like Abraham, helpful to a young person from what we have learned in the Lead Today program?
Okay, so for me, trusting and obeying God is important and helpful for a young person, because just from the story of Abraham, we find that God kept his promise. When God called Abraham, he told him that he wants to make a covenant with him, and he promised him that, for example, he'll give him a son. So, when God promises us, we say that God's promises are yes and amen. So we should just trust in God, because we are told that God's time is the best. He can either bless you or give you something that you want immediately, or you'll have to wait for it. So from the story of Abraham, I learned that at the end of it all, God will fulfill his promises. So we should just put our trust in the Lord and obey him, because that is his will for us in our lives. That we follow his will and we be obedient to whatever he's going to tell us, and at the end of it all, we will be successful. We are the ones who are going to reap. If we obey God, that is, we are going to reap good harvest. And at the end of it all, God is going to keep his promises in our lives according to his will. So that is the important.
Trusting in God. In the book of Ecclesiastes, it says that nothing is new under the sun. So whatever we have been reading in the Bible, it is still happening till now. So if you look at people like Abraham, they trusted and obeyed. If God says that there is nothing new under the sun, it is happening to you right now. Trust and obey, and it will come to pass. We look, they say like the Bible is like a reference to life.
So if you look back, you get encouraged in one way or another. You trust and obey. I can just say, like, looking at the Bible, it's something that has happened before. So doing it again, it will go on well with you, because you have seen how the outcomes. People who didn't disobey, there are things that happened to them, disastrous things. But if you obey, like Abraham, you are promised good things. And that is what will come to pass.
Well, the memory verse that we learned from Unit 2 came from the book of Proverbs, chapter 21, verse 5. And it tells us very openly that good planning, hard work, and diligence leads to prosperity and opulence. However, shortcuts will always lead you to poverty and, pauperism. So we are told very confidently by the Bible that let us strive to work hard. Let us strive to have a vision and to work towards it. Let us have a goal. Let us struggle and reach the goal. Because honestly speaking, nothing comes easy. But however, if you take shortcuts, if you plan to do corruption, to steal, then definitely you're just digging for yourself your own grave. And definitely poverty will be your friend, your best friend, definitely. So we're being told openly by the Bible, the book of Proverbs, that let's work hard, let's have good planning in order for us to have prosperity. And that is the word of the Lord.
On topic integrity, there is this statement that we read, that image is what people think we are, but integrity is what we actually are, by John C. Maxwell. So what do you take out of that statement?
What I understand by that statement, it's self-explanatory. Because people tend to perceive who you are by how you look, how you dress, or where you're from, or your background, like whether you're rich or poor. But at the end of the day, ni karakta yako itakusema kaa mtu. Like, what do you do, like in the society, or basically at home? What do you do at home that will make people judge you for who you are? I can say, like, let me say like an example. Maybe at home you are maybe like, say, rude to your parents or rude to other people. People will take you like, watajua, ukijana baidhi yako age mzuri. But you will find there are people who tend to make the mistake whereby they judge other people by how they look. I kind of experienced it while I was in primary school. Nikiwa primary, the class I joined happened to be from families that were from really high-end areas. Then I used to go home by school bus. So people used to see me get dropped there. Then like in class, like kulikuwa ile stigmatization. Mse kwa wanaga pesa or stuff like that. Mara ajuagi ku dress. But what the statement kind of means is that you shouldn't look at how they look or the background, but rather their character. Who is he like in person? Ni mse mzuri ama ni mse mbaya? Does he help other people or is he like amejifungia ndani yake? So, yeah.
We looked at the character Joseph when we were looking at integrity. In reference to the story of Joseph, how does God help us act with integrity?
I think God plays a major role in helping us maintain integrity. When we read the story of Joseph, it is because Joseph had the fear of the Lord, and because he respected and honored God, that is why he was able to overcome the challenges that were ahead of him. Like Potiphar's wife, it is because Joseph feared the Lord. That is why he was able to not fall into whatever Potiphar's wife wanted him to do. So I think that for all of us, for us to because integrity is simply having the same character when you're alone and when you're in front of people. So we just need to trust in the Lord. And God can help us so that if we fear the Lord, even when we are alone, kuna hiyo kitu itakwambia tu, this is not right, as in you can have this discernment of what is good and what is wrong. So in regards to that, I really loved this topic, integrity, because, you know, when I was in high school, I was in CU. Then, unajua when you're in CU, sasa people will come to you ati, Sandra nyi ndio mnaombaga, si unifunze hii na hii. Ama, Sandra nyi ndio mnasomaga Bible. And then sasa like this Bible trivia, sijui nini. Ama mnaulizwa tu swali yote, Sandra nyi ndio mnajua nini, you know. And in person, you know ati, me yenyewe somagi Bible, maybe I don't pray as much, you know. But after learning and knowing that you have to, like, the image you portray outside, or whoever you are outside should be the same person inside, it won't be a struggle because, I read the Bible when I'm at home. So I don't just come to church ati hapa ndio nasomea Bible, you know. Ama I pray when I'm alone. So it won't be a struggle when I'm out there. So it really challenged me that, as in, unajua, when I was in high school, it was a struggle because you don't know what to tell people, you don't know what you're going to do. But for now, I think it is, as in, I can say I have improved in praying and reading the Bible, even when I'm alone. So yeah, I really loved this, Nini. And let us try and make our characters when we are alone reflect what we show outside. Thank you.
Beautiful. One thing that you can advise young people to start doing in reference to the story of Joseph?
One thing that I can say to them is that be of good character. Like Joseph, hakukuwa na mtu yeyote kwa hiyo nyumba. Kaa angeamua kuenda na hiyo kitendo, angefanya na mtu angejua. So, meaning you should be pure, even if somebody is not looking, ama anaangalia. Angalia si angalia, just ukwe true to yourself.
In Proverbs chapter 10, verse 9, it says that people with integrity walk safely, but those who follow crooked paths will be exposed.
Yes.
You should have integrity to walk safely by not following the crooked paths that will expose you to go in the wrong way.
Page 13 hapo katikati hiyo imeandikwa in bold. Imeandikwa, I am a good leader when I choose to do the right thing, even when faced with temptation. What is your take from that, or what did you understand from that in reference to the story of Joseph?
A good example is Joseph himself. Despite the fact that he faced so many challenges, e.g., his brothers were envious of him. They threw him in a dry well. When he was in Potiphar's house, Potiphar's wife wanted to sleep with him, and finally he emerged to become a good leader. He was promoted to become one of the high people in high rankings in the government of Egypt. So that teaches us that despite the temptation that we go through from day-to-day life, we might tunaweza danganywa na wasi huko nje, maybe unaweza danganywa ili upite na uibie examu, tukaa hizo. Maybe even you know the consequences. Maybe inaweza kuwa tough, like ukifail exam unaweza pigwa na mwalimu. So many people wanaogopa vitu kaa hizo. But be true to yourself despite the fact that those temptations that might come your way, whether in school, whether at home, whether anywhere else, even some place that even you don't know, that in one way or another, if you practice integrity in your lives, that God himself will hear us and will be watching us, and that in one day or another he will reward you by the good deeds that you are doing out there.
So in growth, maybe you can define for us, what did we see growth was? And maybe a statement or two from John C. Maxwell that you remember. Yeah.
Just as we had learned, growth is the process of becoming what we want to be and what we aim to be. So we see it's a process, just like John C. Maxwell commented in one of his statements, leadership develops daily, not in a day. So for one person to be a leader, it's a process that one needs to undertake to be a successful one. So we see that growth is not something that we hurry about it. Just like Moses, when he was called, he was not that good. When he was called to deliver the people, he was not good in speaking, in what. But as time went and as he was mentored, you see that there was growth, and even he became a successful leader at the end.
This unit's memory verse was Proverbs 15:5, and it says, "Only a fool despises a parent's discipline. Whoever learns from correction is wise." What I'm learning from this verse is that lazima ukue ready kukua corrected by anyone, anywhere. Not necessarily lazima akue mzazi or someone who's older than you, cause at times utapata tu ni mtu mdogo kukuliko hata kama kucorrect akwambia by the stuff sick poa. I can link this to the story. In the unit there was story of Moses when he was called to go and liberate the Israelites from Egypt. Alianza tu kuleta excuses, anaambia go to the Pharaoh, talk to him and stuff. Then he's like, oh, I'm a stammerer and stuff like that. He was not really willing to do that, but in the end he did it. It can be in the simple things you do. It's just a matter of correcting each other and taking the correction and gaining from it. And yeah, you'll find like that take easy corrections more and more. It's the more you grow. Like ukicorrectiwa kitu ifanyagu hivi, what about doing it this way? Utapata tu una grow, and in life ukikam ku put it into practice utakuwa tu sawa.
I hope that the Lord will lead you and the Lord will show you the way, and this thing will sink in your hearts, and you'll be able to know where and when to do and where and when to step in. God bless you and keep you and shine his face upon you. God bless you.